It was a blue weekend and probably a blue Christmas for the Blue Beetle that suffered blue balls at the box office. That, although it did pass and dethrone Barbie for the first time in over a month, Barbie wasn't the number one film at the box office. Blue Beetle did not, however, have what you would call an exceptional opening weekend at the box office. Now, you guys might remember that the opening weekend projections have been adjusted to $30 million, which is still incredibly low. But it came in under that. The official weekend box office chart came out. Blue Beetle made $25.4 million, which again was enough to dethrone Barbie in its fifth weekend, which only made $21 million in its fifth weekend, followed by Oppenheimer. By the way, Oppenheimer's crossed $700 million, guys.
Yes.
A little thing about that. We'll talk about that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came in fourth. Strays tanked, which is too bad because that's a funny-ass film. You guys should watch Strays. Meg 2 drops down to sixth place. Talk to Me, number 7. Haunted Mansion, number 8. Haunted Mansion, by the way, still has not cracked $100 million overall worldwide. It's probably going to be the biggest flop of the year. Anyway, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning down at number 9, and The Last Voyage of the Demeter down at number 10. But the story here is, of course, Blue Beetle. Now, to put into context just how bad this opening weekend was, and by the way, I am no Blue Beetle hater. I like this movie. I thought this was a fun movie. I don't think it's one of the better DCU movies. I don't think it's awesome, but I thought this was a good, entertaining movie. I had a good time watching it. But nonetheless, it has struggled a lot. Now, to put it in context of how big the struggle is, take a look at this. We all know how badly all the DC films have bombed, right, lately. Here's the last 5 openings before Blue Beetle. The Flash, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. By the way, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, what did we say, Ray? It ultimately made like $170 million?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe the single biggest...
133, I think.
133?
Yeah,
okay,
133.
So the single biggest flop in the major comic book film era. Shazam! Fury of the Gods made more money opening weekend. At $30 million. Black Adam, which didn't crack $400 million, made $67 million, so more than double what Blue Beetle did. Suicide Squad, that opened kind of in the pandemic era and was opening on HBO Max on the same day that it was opening in theaters, made more money at $26 million. You have to go back to Wonder Woman 1984, and we all remember the extenuating circumstances surrounding that. But you got to go back to Wonder Woman 1984 that made $16 million. Blue Beetle is the smallest opening for a DC film since Wonder Woman 84 made $16 million. And all the films that came after it all lost money. Now look, I said going into Blue Beetle that, number one, I was looking forward to it and I thought it was going to be a good film. And it is a good film. Y'all should go see it. It's a fun little film. But I said, despite the fact that I was looking forward to it, and despite the fact that I think it's going to be good, it's going to struggle mightily at the box office because the general movie-going audience has completely abandoned the DCU. The DCU has not had a single film even make $400 million since 2018. They have all struggled, and even when they put out good films, like, yes, I know there's some controversy around The Flash, but Flash was a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. That was a really good movie. Kind of deserved what it got, but it was nonetheless a really good movie, and that tanked. Shazam! Fury of the Gods was not a great movie, but it was a good little movie. It super tanked. Black Adam, I like Black Adam. Sue me. It tanked. Suicide Squad was one of the best, I think the best, DCEU film other than Man of Steel. Struggled mightily. And of course, we all know about Wonder Woman 84. And considering that Shazam! Fury of the Gods made more money in its opening weekend than Blue Beetle did, and that movie couldn't break $133 million. I'm not saying that I don't think Blue Beetle can at least make $133 million worldwide. I'm not saying that, but it's not going to be much more. And unfortunately, this is going to be the latest big tanking.
You know, ever since Black Adam, I think DC had envisioned that they would be steamrolling by now, by the time Blue Beetle came out. Because you had Black Adam, right? And then The Flash. You know, if all went well.
If the stars align.
Yeah. Then it would be like a DC Moneyball right now into an unknown Blue Beetle and then to Aquaman. which
Right.
would have been the cherry on top, right? But it didn't work out that way.
No, and at this point, remember the last Aquaman movie, that was the last DC film to make any money. 2018 made $1 billion. At this point, I don't know if it makes half that. I don't know if Aquaman 2 makes half that. Honestly, when you just look at everything, and by the way, Aquaman 2's got other drama surrounding it, right? A lot of other drama, not just one thing, like 3 or 4 major things surrounding it. And I just don't know how it's going to go. And people wonder why James Gunn decided they needed to reboot the DCEU. That's why a reboot is coming in 2025. And this is why, because the audience has given up on this. Even when they put out a good little film like Blue Beetle, nobody's interested in going to see it. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. Did you know that the average person has around 12 paid subscriptions and they might not even remember to subscribing to half of those? If you have no idea just how much you're spending each month, you need Rocket Money. It's this great app that tracks all of your expenses so you know exactly where your money is going. I recently just found out that over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've completely forgotten about. Seriously, think about how many free trials you subscribe to that you just probably never canceled. And that's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money, because I was one of those people. When I signed up to Rocket Money, I was stunned to find out that a gym I had belonged to in another city I lived in, I had still been paying my dues to for over 2 years. Also, that music subscription service I use, I forgot I was subscribed to 2 other ones. That's where Rocket Money comes in, because Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved on average of $720 a year. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Campea. That's rocketmoney.com/Campea. rocketmoney.com/Campea. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Are you surprised by what it opened with? I'm personally not, but do you think it can overcome a weak opening weekend and maybe get some legs and maybe build some momentum? I don't see any evidence of that, but it certainly deserves to. It's a good little film. Whatever you guys feel about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thought. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.